Further statements, the member from the Minister of Children and Youth Services and Minister responsible for anti-racism.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And it is an honour to join my friend from Thornhill and Parkdale High Park as we welcome our distinguished guest and the Consul General here to the Legislature. It's an honour for me to rise in the House today to recognize Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. For 70 years, Mr. Speaker, this day has been held in the memory of over 6 million Jewish people who were killed during the Holocaust. There are no words, Mr. Speaker, that I or any person can say to do justice to describe the atrocities of the Holocaust and adequately honour all of its victims. But it is important that we try. It is important that we reflect to remember on what happened and how it happened and understand its devastating effects. In 1933, before the start of World War II, there were over 9 million Jewish people in Europe. Only 12 years later, almost two-thirds of all Jewish people in Europe had been killed. Even in Canada, Jewish people were barred from entry into the country in 1939 when they were desperate to escape Nazi Germany during World War II. This is not a history, as Canadians, that we are proud of. Anti-Semitism also meant that Jewish people were routinely denied access to jobs and the public services. Though it has been 70 years since the tragedy of the Holocaust, anti-Semitism has persisted throughout history and continues today. The Ontario Human Rights Commission Creed policy says that anti-Semitism can take many forms, ranging from individual acts of discrimination, physical violence, vandalism, and hatred, to more organized and systemic efforts to destroy an entire community and genocide. The Toronto Police Service most recent hate crime report found that 30% of all hate crime in Toronto in 2016 was against our very own Jewish community here in the city. This is 2017, and this is Ontario. History shows us that the Holocaust started with hateful words and acts. It was nurtured by intolerance and exclusion, and by the willingness of ordinary people to go along with the systemic erosion of Jewish social and political rights, which led to genocide. When we stand still and turn a blind eye, we are complicit. We risk repeating history when we ignore the hatred and the discrimination that's around us today. We as a government stand united in the elimination of racism and anti-Semitism here in Ontario. There are no excuses. Anti-Semitism is unacceptable. Racism, bigotry, and hate crime are unacceptable. So are the systemic barriers and unconscious biases that can perpetuate anti-Semitism and disproportionate outcomes for racialized people in our institutions. So we as a government are taking action. Last month, the Anti-Racism Directorate released a Better Way Forward, Ontario's 3-year anti-racism strategic plan, which sets out a roadmap on how people in the province will combat systemic racism and build a culture of social inclusion and racial equity here in our society. Mr. Speaker, together, government is working towards eliminating systemic racism. Our 3-year plan includes public awareness and education and initiatives to make people aware of any form of racism, that any form of racism is unacceptable. We have a responsibility as Ontarians to stand up and to be bold in the face of racism. Today we remember those who were tragically killed in the Holocaust, and we stand together with the Jewish community against anti-Semitism here in our province, across Canada, and around the world. We cannot be silent to any form of racism or racial discrimination. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.